I'm Wally Cox, and I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Bristol Myers, makers of Bufferin, the modern pain remedy that gives you fast pain relief without upset stomach. Bristol Myers brings you America's #1 panel show, I've Got a Secret, starring Garry Moore.
Thank you very much, my friends, and good evening, and welcome to another edition of I've Got a Secret. In a moment, I will introduce you to the young lady to my right, but first, let's see those faces to whom, or to which, to what you are accustomed. First, sitting in for Bill Cullen is my very good friend, Durward Kirby. Next, there is an empty chair. And next, there is Henry Morgan.
Another empty chair.
And sitting in tonight for Dame Myra Hess, we have Bess Myerson. Who was magnificent on the Sullivan Show last Sunday.
Thank you, Garry.
That's our panel. Now that we've met the panel, I would like you to meet the young lady sitting to my right. This is Miss Margaret Boswell, and she is a columnist for the Southern Illinoisan in Carbondale, Heron, and Murfreesboro, Illinois. Now, several people were kind enough to send us copies of one of her recent columns. As I understand it, this column is about anything that comes to your mind, right?
Anything I get an idea for.
In other words, you're not confined to television.
No.
She wrote us the most beautiful Valentine, Henry and Bess. She just loves everybody on the whole show, loves the show. Then finally, her article ended on kind of a plaintive note. It said, of course, my one ambition in life is to have a secret and to be a part of the charmed circle for a precious half hour. I try to think of one. I don't blow up inner tubes. I don't weave all the cloth for my clothing. In fact, I am so totally undistinguished, I'm surprised I'm even allowed to watch. Which is a lovely phrase, I thought. I read it and I said, we must meet her. So we invited her to come here tonight as our guest and have the best seat in the house, which she now has, where she can see everything going on. Margaret, as I have learned to call you, quite easily, what is your impression, having been here through all of our meetings, our preparations, and so forth?
I think you people have a lot more fun here than we have at home watching you.
We happen to have a pretty funny meeting tonight about the show, and that got things off to a pretty good start. Well, you sit there for any questions that you want to ask, any comments you want to make, go right ahead. Feel free. Now, before we go further with tonight's proceedings, we have further distinguished visitors in our studio audience tonight. We have 3 gentlemen from the United States Navy who arrived in the United States today after traveling around the world in 84 days underwater. They are crew members of the submarine Triton. Gentlemen, will you please stand and take a bow? Up again. Their names are Alan Steele, Jim Dixon, and Jim Bennett. And gentlemen, thanks on behalf of the country. Nice to have you here tonight. Now then, we come to a piece of unfinished business. Last week, you will recall, we sent Betsy Palmer off to London to cover Princess Margaret's wedding for the London Daily Mirror. And I have a picture here, which infuriates me. Here's Betsy the very next morning at the airport, waving goodbye. She had been up half the night packing. She looks like she just got out of the shower. Isn't that disgusting? She just looks so fresh. Anyhow, where do I go now? Oh, yes. Oh, film. All right, run the film. Oh, there she is. She's taken off. She's taken off, and she's going. All right? And unlike Henry Morgan, who occasionally misses planes on these assignments, Betsy arrived safely in London about 6.5 hours later. She arrived back in the United States, and we're quite happy to welcome our distinguished foreign correspondent, Miss Betsy Palmer. We have only time for a brief report. Betsy, how was it?
Oh, may I just say thank you to each and every one of you. It was my 6th wedding anniversary last Sunday, and I don't think any woman has ever had a lovelier 6th, really. Ever. I just hope that Princess Margaret is as happy 6 years from now as I was that day, believe me.
I think chances are she will be.
Well, I hope
Now,
so.
of course, she went over as an accredited correspondent to the London Daily
Mirror. Yes.
And, of course, they saw to it that she had the most auspicious seat at the wedding where she could see the entire procession. And here we see her in the special seat which they arranged for her. And
That's my husband here.
that's Vince over
and
here.
that's the boy named Barry, who was the reporter that was with us. And truly, there was just so many people, I couldn't even see her even up like that.
Well, even that, there were people saying,
She was on her way to the church then, and the carriage was all closed in. The glass carriage, of course, wasn't until after she was married. So I didn't really even get to see her too much. I mean, it was just a quick fleeting...
Well, here we have a more intimate picture, however. This is a picture of Betsy at the dock waving goodbye to the royal yacht as they go off on their honeymoon. Unfortunately, it's a long shot, and you can't see Meg and Tony up here saying, "Thanks for coming, Betsy." They're up here.
They are.
Betsy, did you hear what happened to us while you were gone?
No.
The next day, Thursday you left. People said, "Did Betsy get off?" I said, yes. Friday, they said, "Have you heard from Betsy?" I said, "No, she's too busy. It's the day of the wedding," and so forth. In the middle of a rehearsal for the Tuesday night show, a CBS New York correspondent came in with this torn off the New York teletype, our news teletype, and said, "Have you heard what happened?" I said, "No, what happened?" I'll read it to you right off the teletype. Bulletin, London, Associated Press. A black shadow was cast on the wedding scene of Princess Margaret and Anthony Armstrong Jones today as a correspondent for the Columbia Broadcasting System disrupted the departure of the newlyweds aboard the royal yacht.
What?
You haven't heard anything yet. Betsy Palmer, panelist and television personality, accidentally pushed Mr. Jones overboard. And this goes on and on.
You're kidding.
Huh?
What, you mean somebody... But who could have written that? A.P.?
That's a fellow named Alvy Pearson. He said, this was a gigantic hoax that the news department played on me.
Oh, no.
And right in the middle of it, I read this, and I started to get tears in my eyes. I said, you know, the bad thing about it is that this could happen to Betsy. Betsy, we must rush.
Yes.
Thank you,
I wrote in the paper a little bit, but they only printed part of it because there wasn't much time. But there it is. It's for you.
All right, if we
All
have
right.
time, we'll read it on the show.
All
Welcome
right.
home, Beth.
Thank you, darling, and thank you so much for sending me.
She as pretty as you thought?
Oh, yes, prettier.
Now, I would like you to have... Yes, I would like you to meet our next contestant. Will you come in, please, sir? Now, you'll have to listen closely. This young man talks fast. Will you tell us, please, what your name is and where you are from?
Michael McNamara,
Where are you from, Michael McNamara?
Crown Point, New York.
He's from Crown Point. Now, Michael McNamara from Crown Point, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll show it at once to the audience at home. Hey, that's fine. Now, let me transmit this, Miss Boswell. All right. Panel will help classify Mr. McNamara's secret. It concerns something he can do, and Bess, we'll start with you.
Michael, can you put that cowlick down on the back of your head?
Cowlick, that's this back here.
Michael, this thing you can do. Was there anybody else mentioned in your secret, by the way? No? Just yourself. Is it a physical thing? Some kind of sport?
It's athletic in nature, but not an organized sport by any matter of means. $20 down, $60 to go. We go to Durward, Kirby.
Is this a feat of strength by any chance, Sonny?
Yes.
Somewhat.
It is. Is this concerned with lifting something?
No.
No. Is it...
$40 down, $40 to go, and we go to Betsy.
Michael, do you do this with one part of your body more than others, and why are you holding ballet shoes?
Holding your ballet shoes.
Next question, please. $60 down, $20 to go, and we go, please, to Henry Morgan. Next question, please. Buzz the buzzer. Next question, please.
Would you believe me that I don't have a clue?
You weren't going to say, is he a ballet dancer?
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
That's too bad, because he isn't. I thought I'd catch you off base. Panel, this is quite a remarkable young man. His secret is that he can do a tap dance while standing on his hands. Now, you have seen professionals do this, but this young man is 13 years old, a neighborhood boy, and somewhat untutored, although you must have learned it somewhere. Where'd you first see this?
Well, I'll tell you, I met an old guy at the county fair. He just taught me how to do it. That was all there is to it.
An old guy at the county fair? Mm-hmm. Geez, it must have been tough for an old guy to do this. How old was this old guy?
Oh, about 30.
I just lost whatever affection I had for him. Why don't you go out front and limber up while I get some of your gear? Just limber up. All right, buddy. Here we go. Now, first, what do I hand you first?
This.
Oh, your arm piece? All right. I dreamt I went standing on one hand in my maiden form arm piece. There you are. And now what do you get next? Your dentures? Mm-hmm. All homemade equipment, by the way. There you go. And remember, now this guy's self-taught. Stand by. Right? First things first, that's a boy. All right, you ready? Good boy. Betsy says he's tidy, too. He puts everything away. Good boy. Hey, you want to get these on? These are his tap dancing mittens, and they actually have little tap heels tied to them there. And the young man is going to dance for us. Can't get it on? Need to...
Got it on at rehearsal. I can't get it on now.
Oh, you'll make it. You'll make it.
So,
Take it easy. There you go. All right. Now, if we may have the recording, please, you'll find this gentleman also has a sense of rhythm. Right? Let's go. Good young man. Michael, thank you. First time I ever shook hands and got a footprint in my hand. Michael, thank you very much. Your Bristol Myers gift package and your money be waiting off stage, all right? On both feet, off. And now I'd like you to meet a fellow who I consider quite special. Special has been an overdone word in television this year, but not in this case. Here is the one, the only, the individual, Mr. Wally Cox. Hello, boy. Hi, Wally.
Hi, Garry.
Nice to have you back with us.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
I don't mean to be nosy, but I couldn't help but notice that you brought something in with you.
Oh, yes?
Yes. and I thought that perhaps it'd be nice if you would tell us what it is.
That's my secret.
That is? Well, rest in peace. Whisper it to us, and maybe we can show it to the folks at home. Well, before I can be shown the proof of this, panel, you must put your blindfolds on. Do not take them off until the utter completion of the game, which should be about an hour and a half from now, all right? Oh, here we go. And I will ask you first, Mr. Cox, to give us some sort of practical demonstration of that of which you spoke. Practical demonstration coming up. All right, panel, we will now start the questioning of Mr. Cox. This concerns something that first of all, I have a gift for Miss Boswell, and I think it goes as follows. Miss Boswell, if you'll work on these at your leisure. We push a table in, please. Thank you. Work on them at your leisure. We'll check back. Practical demonstration of how these things go, I hope. And we'll start the questioning with Durward Kirby, please.
All right, Wally, this is something you're doing, obviously.
Oh, I'm not doing much.
Are you doing this alone?
How's that?
Are you doing this alone?
No, I have help.
You have help.
Oh, yes.
You're constructing something, and... I hear pieces fall alongside of me and then way upstage. Is this...
Good hearing, Durward.
Yes? Well, are you building something?
Yes?
Is this something that you perform on?
Perform on?
Something
Yes.
on which you perform?
No.
Is this... Can you get hurt doing this, Wally?
I have already been hurt.
Is this something that I could do with you?
Oh, yes, as well as anybody else. Not mentioning any names.
You sound as though you'd like to have my help doing this, would you?
Yes.
Is this...
Who said that?
And, attaboy, now that's $20 down. And, $60 to go, and we go, please, to Betsy.
Wally,
Speaking.
are you down on the floor now? No,
not
you
all the
were.
way, no.
No, are you building some sort of a enclosure?
No.
Are you?
What is...
But it has height, whatever you're building.
Oh, it definitely has 3 dimensions.
3 dimensions.
All 3. 4, probably. We count time, and I suppose we ought to.
Is Miss Boswell doing something with whatever you're building?
Yes, same time.
Wally, does this have to do with any of your hobbies?
Oh,
Like motorcycles or jewelry making or
No.
acting? No? Is this something that you would do in one of your nightclub acts?
Oh, say, that's an idea.
Are these objects that you're moving around, did you bring them in on the platform that you wheeled in or dragged in?
How's that again?
And the little platform that you brought in with you, is whatever you're using, were these on that platform?
Are who on the platform, sir?
You're not listening to me. What you are working
I'm
with...
doing my best. I'm just doing what I'm hired to do.
Is it tickling you?
Not really, no.
Is something happening to you physically while you do all this?
Yes.
Are you doing something like, say, for instance, Houdini might have done? Are Are you doing something magical or supposedly like a...
Yes, it's rather magical in a way.
Houdini would have done. Are they putting you in a box that you're going to have to get out of with...
Not until after the show.
They put me in a show I have to get out of.
Are you inside of something now, Wally?
Just a problem, Betsy.
Just a problem of what?
Well, that's your job.
And there's $40 down, $40 to go.
Can
and
we
we go
take our
from
masks
Betsy,
off?
please, we go to Henry Morgan.
Yeah, I just had a marvelous idea for a magic trick. Suppose... You don't care to hear it, is that it? Hey, Wally, I just thought, wouldn't it be marvelous if I took off my mask and I wasn't here? Listen,
No, stick around.
it's not much fun, you know. We can't see anything. Are you building anything practical?
Somewhat?
Is it practical what you're doing?
Yes.
Are you going to take it out of the theater with you?
$60 down, $20. Oh, boy.
I guess this one's finished, Garry.
There are nights when I get hysterical for no reason. Good luck. All right. Now we go who? To Henry? Bess.
No, I haven't.
Bess. All right.
Henry's had it.
All right.
Wally, is whatever you're building, has whatever you were building collapsed? Does it no... Hello?
Yes, we're
I
here.
think we lost both of them. Are you involved in one of these do-it-yourself schemes?
We're doing it ourselves. There's a soul to help us.
Well, will we be involved with it in any way? Are you building things for us?
It's too late. You haven't helped up till now.
I see. Is this a new talent of yours, Wally, that you're exposing on television?
Not yet.
Is Garry being very helpful?
Sure.
Good. What happened to Miss Boswell? What happened to Margaret? Margaret? Hello?
I'm here.
Good. Nothing's happened to you. Henry, what do you think's going on, Henry?
If I knew, I would have said before.
Well, fellas, have you finished? Can we take it off? Can we take it off?
Yes, take your blindfolds off. Wally and I have done the greatest disservice for this.
That's all you did?
With all that noise?
Move this over there. Move this over here. Look, you think this is... You haven't seen the finished job yet. All right, fellas, in. Up to you. Buy the credit card, please. I know what you've got.
I'm glad you added all that, Garry, because up until then it looked like you were constructing another submarine.
Let me say this.
If the rent is more than $10 a week, don't move in.
This is a new invention and a very good one, soon to be on the market. It is called Magic Wedge Furniture, and it really works, but don't ever try to do it within 3.5 minutes on a television show with a couple of guys like me and Wally Cox.
He was splendid.
He did it in about 4 hours.
And with Lasculi, who has not much...
Wally, let's... Oh, Margaret, come out here. This stuff is strong and it works. It's just we tried to do it too fast.
I'm so sorry what we did to your drawers.
I've Got a Secret was brought to you by Bristol Myers, makers of Ipana, now with germ-killing hexachlorophene. Ipana kills decay germs by the millions. And by Bufferin for fast pain relief without upset stomach. Miss Myerson's gown by Cameo. Be sure to watch Bristol Myers Show, Producer's Choice on another network. See your local listings for time and station. This is John Cullen speaking.
I'm Wally Cox, and I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Bristol Myers, makers of Bufferin, the modern pain remedy that gives you fast pain relief without upset stomach. Bristol Myers brings you America's #1 panel show, I've Got a Secret, starring Garry Moore.
Thank you very much, my friends, and good evening, and welcome to another edition of I've Got a Secret. In a moment, I will introduce you to the young lady to my right, but first, let's see those faces to whom, or to which, to what you are accustomed. First, sitting in for Bill Cullen is my very good friend, Durward Kirby. Next, there is an empty chair. And next, there is Henry Morgan.
Another empty chair.
And sitting in tonight for Dame Myra Hess, we have Bess Myerson. Who was magnificent on the Sullivan Show last Sunday.
Thank you, Garry.
That's our panel. Now that we've met the panel, I would like you to meet the young lady sitting to my right. This is Miss Margaret Boswell, and she is a columnist for the Southern Illinoisan in Carbondale, Heron, and Murfreesboro, Illinois. Now, several people were kind enough to send us copies of one of her recent columns. As I understand it, this column is about anything that comes to your mind, right?
Anything I get an idea for.
In other words, you're not confined to television.
No.
She wrote us the most beautiful Valentine, Henry and Bess. She just loves everybody on the whole show, loves the show. Then finally, her article ended on a kind of a plaintive note. It said, of course, my one ambition in life is to have a secret and to be a part of the charmed circle for a precious half hour. I try to think of one. I don't blow up inner tubes. I don't weave all the cloth for my clothing. In fact, I am so totally undistinguished, I'm surprised I'm even allowed to watch. Which is a lovely phrase, I thought. I read it and I said, we must meet her. So we invited her to come here tonight as our guest and have the best seat in the house, which she now has, where she can see everything going on. Margaret, as I have